It's a Windows issues, improv, no script, no rehearsal, no plan. Bring your Windows computer troubles for the crew to blow smoke or ideas your way. Amp up your problem solving skills with us.
Good morning, it's 11 a.m. Microphone is on Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. To whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. Thank you, Brian. And let's go. Let's see. Turn on app audio. So SpeakerBot can be heard. Where do we start? Well, let's start. Oh, is there anyone in Zoom? I haven't even looked. Oh, yeah. Well, let's start with Zoom. Coming at you soon. Let's see. I gotta use the unmute on Stream Deck. So Zoom participants should be able to hear me now. Give me a thumbs up if you hear me through Zoom. He hasn't get there. It is. He's still listening on YouTube, I think. So you're thinking you need to mute. You think mute audio YouTube? Yeah. Oh boy, good start. You're not. I can't hear you yet. Let's see. Turn on video. And you should be seeing whatever I'm broadcasting. Yes. Okay. Then I'll turn on audio so I can hear you and bring you on screen. Oh, got to fix the picture over picture. That wrong. Do that one. Move Mike over to this side. There he is. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Doug.
Mike.
Yes.
What's up?
Not too much. It's we got some thunderstorms coming here, so if you lose me, that may have been what happened.
All right.
I was going to ask your opinion on something though.
Yeah.
On the fast boot, I think that came in about Windows 8 or something like that.
Well, if you're asking me to confirm that, no.
Well, anyway, I like that's what I read. Anyway, with the today's NVMe's and SSDs and all that, does it really make that much difference in the boot time compared to when you used all the spinning hard drives and that?
Contemplate. Are you referring to a BIOS fast boot or a Windows fast boot? Because they both have that option and they're different.
I would. The Windows fast.
The Windows fast boot doesn't do a full shutdown. It only shuts down the user portions, and the system drivers and software are still loaded, and that it essentially hibernates that portion. So when you start up, those elements start up quicker. If you have a lot of things running in the background, like I do, then that could be beneficial. But for the average user that doesn't have as much running in the background as I do, I don't think it would make much difference.
Well, I was thinking more from a cold start.
Thinking more from a cold start. What do you mean?
Like the power's off.
Oh yeah. Well, when you have Windows Fast Boot turned on, you can do a full shutdown of the computer, but it doesn't really do a full shutdown. So when you turn on, it is a cold start, except that it's not loading the operating system and each driver and each background software that is configured to run as a system service on your computer. So the cold boot, depending upon whether you have fast startup or fast boot, whatever the heck they call it in Windows, whether you have that turned on or not, it can be faster even with an SSD if you have a lot of stuff that loads in the background like I do. I haven't compared, but theoretically, I'm saying that's where it might make a difference. So
yeah, I know you think, because let's face it, the thing starts up in 10 seconds instead of taking 12. The average person is, so what?
Right. Now, however, Big Beast Build is always more than a minute, sometimes as much as 2 minutes. So that can be a difference. Let's see, 2 columns, 2 rows, turn that one off. And I routinely disable Windows fast boot on computers. Now the BIOS fast boot, or the things that you can change in BIOS for that, is going to cause the post to go through fewer startup tests. And that all happens before the operating system starts loading. So depending upon what you got going on with your motherboard BIOS, it could make a difference. Big Beast build takes a long time for it to do its post. And Kerry was mentioning the other day about having more memory will make it take longer, but there's a LED display on Big Beast that shows what it's doing through each part of the post. There's a lot of things it's doing that don't seem to be memory related. But for me to test that, then I'll take out all but one memory board and, you know, time the startup, and then try it again with all 8 memory boards and 256 gigabytes of memory. Of course, I can't do that until I find that round to it that I misplaced somewhere. I need that round to it so that I can do the RMA for those defective memory boards. Hello, Ken Stout.
Hello, DougBetts. Hello,
And
Mike Wojcik.
just like that, his beard is gone. One moment,
right.
the beard is on with his virtual Ken.
Not to mention my afro.
And you dyed the beard as well as the hair on your virtual.
Exactly. Do I have anything to bring to the table? Thanks for asking. As a matter of fact, I do. I have 2 things. One, your speaker bot is not working.
Really?
Look at him. Really? Oh, I didn't know. Yes.
No,
and
I
2,
didn't know that.
And well, I'll eat for you to do the speaker bot. I know you're.
You know, I'm distracted with that right now. Okay, so I'm going to show what's going on. Yeah, there's a account. Yep, it's not connected, so I'll do that. Auto connect. I didn't confirm speaker bot today. I've been doing that pretty well. The time when I don't wait for a confirmation, I didn't get a confirmation, or I needed to. I should have. Now I got to find where is that? Oh, it just connected. It didn't even give me a tab where I had to okay it. It just connected. So is SpeakerBot working now? I know that was a confusing mess when I showed that whole monitor screen. I haven't seen anyone try SpeakerBot.
Jeff Ryman said test.
Yep.
Ken Stout Live said, is this working?
We got it. We got it. Thank you for letting me know.
So it does not go out over Zoom then. It only goes out over YouTube.
True. And
that's a bonus question, by the way.
I've contemplated how to accomplish that, and so I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Dark side.
And see, yeah, he is dark.
Yeah, I got no lights on.
Oh. So I'll give you and your team.
Ran Israel said, I tried earlier, didn't work, does now.
Yes, thank you, Ran. If I was trying to think of a way to get a virtual microphone fed into Zoom, because I have the virtual OBS camera going to Zoom. If I could have a virtual OBS microphone going into Zoom, you might think that that would work. However, it won't, because OBS would be broadcasting the voices that are coming into Zoom back into Zoom as my microphone. So the people in Zoom are going to hear a echo of themselves. Now, OBS and Zoom don't have that capabilities within themselves, but there's some third-party virtual microphone software available. I haven't actually tried it because it made sense to me that it's not going to work, because I'm going to be broadcasting
Cesar Montero said hi.
Zoom voices back into Zoom, and it's going to be an echo to you. And if I were to well, yeah, that would be broadcasting my YouTube audio that goes out to YouTube. If I could broadcast that into Zoom, that again would be getting an echo of your voices. So I haven't figured out any way to do it. If there was an add-in for Zoom, let's see, for Zoom, yeah, for Zoom, where SpeakerBot could interact directly with Zoom, that might work.
Oh, I'm finding out there's so many things with SpeakerBot and StreamerBot, which leads me to what was going to be my original second question, but I think the bonus one in here. StreamerBot.
Yeah.
If you have time, anytime this afternoon between now and 5:30 my time, can we get together? I need to pick your brain on something. I have something partially working, but the problem I have is, look at him holding his brain like it's going to escape. The problem is all the YouTube videos I find are on Twitch,
right,
and not YouTube.
Right.
And I was following a Twitch, and when he said Twitch, I changed it to YouTube. It sort of kind of works, but it doesn't work in its entirety. So if you have time, if not, I understand.
Yeah, I'm going to be out at a client site this afternoon in order to escape the 107-degree heat.
Oh, you're going to come here physically? Thank you. That's even better. I appreciate that.
But since I don't have much in the way of topics listed today for actual, user requests, so I'd like to go ahead and handle another one of your questions that you didn't just voice, but maybe that is what's on your list. Because I think there's enough people that would be marginally interested.
Yeah, but then that's giving away my secret that I want to reveal tonight. You may or may not know, but we do have the SpeakerBot working with 3 commands now.
Yeah, I do know that, and the thing that I was going to respond to is something you said on your show, so I don't think it's something you're holding close to the vest, but you said that voices can be assigned in contrast to what I was saying, and I'm saying I don't think you understood what I meant. I'm not responsible for what I say. I'm only responsible for what I meant. Which isn't that true all life? How many times do you ask, what do you mean by that? So,
you just choose not to assign them.
Yeah. Well, no. Let me explain what I mean. What I mean by they can't be assigned. You can't assign the tone of voice, and he walks away. Why do I even bother talking?
I'm here. I can hear you.
I know you can.
I thought I'd shed some light on the subject.
Oh, all right.
How rude of me to be in the dark. I didn't pay the power bill, so I don't know how this is working.
Let's see. I'm going to show. I'll minimize Zoom. Oh no, that does minimize it on my broadcast. I didn't think it would. So we're going to bring that back up. Where is it? Oh, well, never mind. I'll bring it back up afterwards then. There we go. So on StreamerBot, it'll show viewers, but you can't assign voices to individuals from StreamerBot because voices are managed in SpeakerBot. So SpeakerBot's on the bottom down here. And when you go to Users tab, there's no users showing up in here. I don't think it knows how to interact with Twitch. So I can't assign voices to specific users, which is one of the things I was interested in. Another thing that I was interested in was assigning particular voices to particular commands. But what I wanted out of doing that was to get the inflections. If you assign a specific voice to a specific command, you're still going to get different inflections. You've already noticed how sometimes it pronounces you as Ken Stout Live or Ken Stout Live. Well, I'm pretty sure that if you assign a particular voice to that, sometimes it's going to be live, sometimes it's going to be live for the same voice. I'm pretty sure that I have demonstrated that to myself. Then on another point, let's see, there's how I restored the Zoom window. On another point, you said you can't replay messages. Yes, you can. That is in, let's see, did I take that? Yeah, I took that folder away. And I think there was a place in SpeakerBot to assign this, but here in this folder, TTS audio files, each of these are recordings of the specific message and the voice. It's an audio file. So if I double click this, it plays exactly that message.
Cesar Montero said hi.
Exactly the way that it was played. So when you said you can assign voices, did you mean any of those things that I just described, or were you looking at something else?
No, you pretty much hit it. But right now I've got the 3. Why am I frozen?
You're not frozen here.
It's I told you I didn't pay the electric bill. This could be really horrible. Right now I have 3 voices, and I'll if depending on how far I want to take this, and clearly I want to take it further than I am because of what I'm doing this morning and last night. So,
well, yeah, and you seem to have a lot of people. One of your videos, you had I think you had 12 people in your Zoom session while you were working on SpeakerBot.
Yes. Well, we had 13, but one was busy watching 1941 Fords and Tammy.
Okay. All right. So let's go check in with chat. Let's see. There's this message that I did at 8:03 was a Stream Deck button that I was just checking to see if it worked, and then I realized, oh, that actually went out live. Chris Garrett first. Is that Kerry Holzman's Kitchen Studio 8A? It took me a couple of seconds to realize he was referring to the trailer, because I actually went over to Kerry Holzman's show that is scheduled for today to see if he's showing Studio A. So I didn't catch right away. That's what Chris was referring to, the trailer. By the way, I do have a redirect set up for Kerry's show. It starts in hour 42 minutes. Alice, hello. John Williams. Oh, yeah, John Williams, are you an approved user? Otherwise, go back and comment on one of your videos. Hurry, time is growing short. LOL. Well, I chuckled at that at first, just as Ken did. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. Maybe I haven't done that yet. And I thought maybe I did. So I went and checked up on it. So here, live, real time. Let's see, here's channel comments. There's a comment in here from Rand Israel. Let's come back to that. I'll go to held for review, because my comment under my other channel name is held for review. So I said, can I please be approved user? So I can't approve the user here. All I can do is a check mark. And then I had this other one, Ken the Stout, ask, can I be approved too?
That's not me.
Really? Who is it?
Doppelganger?
It's a deep fake. It's one of my channels. Back when we were doing some experimenting, see, I have a channel called Ken the Stout.
Yeah, I seen that the other day.
Yeah, so I put a check mark there, come back to publish. So now those are published, and I can always approve comments from this user, but he doesn't rate as a moderator yet, because we haven't got to know him very well. He hasn't been active. And same with this one. But I will give him a thumbs up and a heart for both of those. And then if I refresh this page, all the ones that I've thumbed and hearted will go away. Ran Israel. I stand corrected. Well seated, but still. The high capacity Barracuda 3.5 inch models 3 terabyte and above are 5400 RPM. Only the 2 terabyte model comes in both flavors. The 1 terabyte model is only 7200. So is this not a head scratcher? How is the 1 terabyte faster than the 2 terabyte? And the 2 terabyte can have both. I mean, that just sounds kind of weird. So what he's referring to here is Seagate's actual website, because the other day he told us something about how the selections are. So if you click on 1 terabyte, you only get the choice of 7200. Go to 2 terabyte, you can choose 5400 or 7200. 3 terabyte is only 5400. 4 terabyte is only 5400. 6 terabyte, only 5400. 8 terabyte, only 5400. And that was in response to people asking me, why did I order the only 5400 on that 8 terabyte drive? Well, that's why. So is Ran Israel in chat? Yeah, he is. So I'll give him a thumbs up and a heart. It looks like there were already 2 other people that thumbed that. And then refresh. And check for held review just to see if anybody watching right now has put a comment on another video so they could get approved for the chat room. Oh, you know something else I didn't do? I missed in my setup because I no longer use a checklist. Checklist? Really?
Brandon's in the chat room.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw an earlier comment. I forgot to turn on the timed actions. So here's turning on a 5-minute, enabling a 5-minute action and enabling a 20-minute action. And I'll give you one, well, let's see. Maybe I just won't say what I'm displaying right now. And for those people who are interested in this, they will grab hold of that information and go back and pause this video at these places. I heard about you getting, being able to use uppercase or lowercase without specifically configuring for it.
Yeah.
That was I'm wondering if there was a version upgrade that enabled that after the time when I found that you couldn't do that. Okay.
Probably because I'm not smart enough to set it to do otherwise. I have another question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you're on Twitch. Do you actually use Twitch and then bounce it back to YouTube, or are you strictly using everything on StreamerBot through YouTube?
Only YouTube. I do have that Twitch check mark still in place. I haven't removed it everywhere because it's irrelevant since I'm not currently streaming on Twitch. I never did use SpeakerBot on Twitch, and I only had Twitch. I was doing my Fortnite stream to YouTube and Twitch and Facebook, but that's back when I was using XSplit, I think. And when I switched over to OBS, I just never set that up. No, it was OBS Prime is when I was doing that, because it was real. That's the reason why I went for OBS Prime, is because it is real easy to set that up to multi-stream. You can do it, as I understand, from OBS free, but you have to jump through more hoops to do it, and I just wasn't interested enough to do that. Okay, coming over to, so John Williams, I actually did take action based upon that message, so thank you. Seldom Ball lost track. What was the score for the ping pong with Braden?
The old Chinese guy won.
Say again?
The old Chinese guy won.
Oh. Seldom Ball, Alice, hello, Darren Gilholm. Jonathan, Brian Lightfoot, covered that one. Ran Israel. Jeff Fryman, hello. Mike Wojcik's in chat as well as Zoom. Starting off the stream with a threat.
And he said, where should you start? So Keith got in one, I got in one. It wasn't running, so didn't work.
Yeah. So let's see, have I said that yet? Let's see, so he tried the Victor. Where's the thumbs up button? Do we have a video on how to do that? That's got to be a joke of some sort, I think. Cesar Montero, hello. Good to have you here with us. Mike, let's see. Mike is not in on the what's up joke, Doug. Oh, that's why he didn't react.
Correct.
Oh, okay. He didn't react as I expected. Now he's wondering, what the heck did I miss? All right. Let's see what else I might have missed. Doug should contact Ken for instructions how to make speaker bot work. Do I have to go back to my checklist? Really? Oh, what's going over there? What's going on over there on Baby Beast? Somebody's having a fit. Somehow that video from yesterday was playing. Can confirm the difference is not considerable, however it is noticeable. I think Rand was referring to the fast startup. He's saying the difference is not considerable, however it is noticeable. Now it depends upon how much stuff he had running in the background. When I do a cold start on Big Beast Builder or restart, all these icons down here in the system tray. Thank you, Rand. All these icons down here in the system tray, and that's not all of them, right? Because there's an overflow menu here with 4 more. I had all of those things. I see them pop up, gradually. So that's something that I ought to test with that, turning the Windows Fast Startup back on and see what I get. Of course, that won't speed up a restart, because a restart is still going to reload all of the system stuff. I prefer a more complete test during the post from Jeff. Predicted high in Fresno 106. Let's see. Let's try this. I'm going to hit the button over here. What are my notifications?
John Williams said, how many backups do you have, Doug?
From Amazon Shopping.
Oh.
Switch light power ribbon cable has arrived.
No, that wasn't it. I thought that was going to be the weather service alert, because I think it was saying 107.
I can never get those to repeat.
You can never get the Echo device to repeat?
This on the weather alerts, they never repeat.
Oh.
Like a one and done deal.
Oh, all right. I think it'll repeat that thing that I just told me. Repeat that?
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
Oh. I've had it repeat some things.
Hang on, let me catch the tote board up here. Ken 5, Doug 0. Okay, continue.
Oh, jeez. Now, if I go on my phone.
Wait, I got to erase that. I need your help. Ken 0, Doug 5.
Let's see because there's some things that I can look at activity history, and the last thing it shows in activity history is when I asked for the weather. And let's see, what does it say here? Weather, it was 70 degrees at the time. Oh, but this doesn't say what the high was predicted. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's see. Is this exposed? No, this doesn't expose my address. So let's see if I can. All right, since I don't have a lot of things on my list, let's see how quickly I can broadcast this to the computer. Let's see, that's going to come up over there, and that, and then there, and there. I have it on Baby Beast. So there it is. Currently 70 degrees. Today you can expect high lots with a high of 107 degrees. So yeah, it's coming.
It's warm.
Just a bit, just a little bit. Portugal, of course, Portugal 3, Turkey 0. Soccer score, I guess. Sevilla and Ran following that. Very dark, turn on some light. Lost the Santa Claus gig. He'll have it back in time for Christmas. This is an annual thing. Did I miss any names? I'm just looking at messages. No V on Zoom. Yeah, V doesn't work on Zoom camera because, oh, that's interesting. The overlay for Zoom is, what does it use? Zoom,
OBS.
Doug. Yeah, but the scene that it's using is I don't think it's using my Cam 1. I think it's using my Cam 1 source. I know the screen went black right now. Let's see. If I turn that on, yeah, that's the Cam 1 source scene. Yeah, it uses the Cam 1 source scene. Now I'm currently using the 2 columns, 2 rows. So if I change 2 columns, 2 rows to use Cam 1, it won't let me change that here. Why? What if I turn that off? No, still won't let me use that. Zoom to Cam 1 source scene. So Cam 1 source scene, if I do, oh, all right, let's do this. How much of this can I show you? No, if I hit the button trying to show what I'm doing in OBS, then I can no longer manipulate this scene in OBS. So right now what you're looking at is my Cam 1 source scene. Now if I change that to be Cam 1 and OK that, now come over to Zoom with the 2 rows. Now I think Victor will work in Zoom. Brian tried exclamation mark X. What is that? And Ken does a 1V. They both do it wrong.
We planned that last night.
Let's see how Doug handles this.
You're on to us.
That is a Victor. Oh, no, that doesn't work because Victor has to turn off a source. What you are getting now is the logo up there. But since we're on a different scene, yeah, Victor doesn't turn that off. All right. I think it's done with by now. Exclamation mark K. What does that do?
Says, hey, Ken.
I think that was a suggestion. Is that a request? That Doug
actually works on mine.
Doug comes up with an exclamation mark K. Yeah, that's what you do. That's comparable to my exclamation mark D, I think.
Does your exclamation mark D
not.
say, hey, Doug, or do you have to put something behind it? Like exclamation D, hello.
Yeah, my exclamation mark D is for saying something to me, so you got to type something that you want to say. That, and SpeakerBot will say that. My exclamation mark C is for the request for me to read chat. Whereas you, I think your exclamation mark C actually speaks whatever they type after it, doesn't it?
Right. And then exclamation mark K says, hey, Ken.
Yeah. With not, and it doesn't.
I was messing around.
It doesn't say anything that they type after that, if they type anything.
No.
All right. Okay. Ken has power fail. I had discovered just before the show, well, I don't know, hour before, that I had a 1 hour long power failure overnight. When I came into here, I gave a command to the Amazon Echo device and it just sat there dark. Did not respond to me. What, you're not talking to me now? And then I unplugged it up here and plugged it back in. That did not fix it. I unplugged it from the power bar that's mounted on the back of this desk and plugged it into the wall, and then it started firing up. All right, is there something wrong with this power bar? But then I realized that the whole desk was dead, which is connected to one of the Amazon smart plugs, and it was off. My other Amazon smart plugs were on. Apparently, that one did not come back on after the power failure. And I know the power failure because I got email saying my doorbell went on battery power for an hour in the middle of the night. Tim's asking Zoom link, please. I don't know. Did you send an email for that? I'm not going to put it in the chat. You could say I sent you an email asking for the Zoom link.
Yeah, he did later on in chat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Tim. Yeah, he did. And he wants me to use the Cheers intro again. No, he sent me a couple emails, but he did not ask for the Zoom link. But he's got a tech issue. He's got an issue with his computer. He sent me a picture of that. So yeah, that gives me motivation. So let's go. Let's see what I have now. I was about to display the Zoom link. Doug. And I have a couple of sort of unboxings that
Check address.
I used them. I blacked out the address on one of them. The other one that came just before show start, I did not black out.
Mike, you still in the middle of a heat wave?
It's still warm, but not as hot as it was. I think it's down about 90 or something. Today high, I think it was 34 at the Humidex, which is about low 90s. But it's not in the hundreds anymore.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I got a Google AdSense payment. Anybody want me to show that?
Sure.
I sent the credentials, the Zoom credentials to Tim. Let's see. Where did I get to that? All right. I clicked through these the other day, and I think they're safe, but
Mike, we're 90 right now, and the humidity makes it feel like 95.
So there's 3-bar menu, and then payments there, and then payments info. And that takes to here. You got to change payments account to YouTube account. And yeah, there's no addresses. Your earnings, it pays when you reach $100, and then here's $138.07 for May. Oh, that's an actual, these are transactions. And then let's go on to view transactions.
John Williams said
June
it
21st.
is 81F and raining again.
138. Before that was May for 71.73. And then this, if I change this to all time, I'll show how I'm doing for all time. Well, no, this, I don't like this because this doesn't give a total. In YouTube, I can get a total, but I can't get a total here in AdSense. So let's come over to here and analytics and revenue. And then this says estimated revenue in the last 28 days, but that's not a pay period. That's just saying last 28 days. If I go to lifetime here, this is where I think it should correspond pretty well with AdSense, except for this is showing estimated earnings. The payments that I've received would be less than that because I've earned some since the last payment. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so now we're 2 columns, 2 rows. Oh, that 2 column, 2 row button isn't working, is it? Oh, no, I see what I did.
There's participants.
What did I mess up there? This one, I gotta turn that off, turn that on, come back to here, turn that off. We are 2 columns, 2 rows. So that's interesting. When there was 2 columns, 2 rows with only 3 people, it doesn't line up the same.
Is the participants list that I'm seeing on the stream affecting your 2 columns, 2 rows?
No, because my Stream Deck buttons for this doesn't have anything to do with Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Boom, that's it. I so often just blind to that when I turn that piece on. Turn it off. How come I can't turn it off?
It went away briefly and then you brought it back and now you can't make it go away. Much like Ken.Live. There you go, it's gone.
Oh boy, Wintermute says the score is Ken 6, Doug 0.
No, I believe you're up 6-0.
John Williams SpeakerBot didn't work because you got to have a space after the D.
You do have to have a space after the D, or you do not?
You do. He'd put an exclamation mark D hyphen O.
Oh, okay.
Ken Stout Live
Gotcha.
said, really?
The hyphen's not recognized.
Right. The hyphen, any character, you got to have a space after the D. So the hyphen doesn't count as a space. And Brian puts the word space. All right. Well, let's move on to somebody that actually has a tech question about their computer. Hello, Tim.
Hello, DougBetts. How y'all doing?
I saw that, Ken, and valid enough. You had a question, but it wasn't your computer fouling up.
I don't think it's a computer issue. No, I actually think it's just a matter of trying to go fix Tim.
All right.
What was going on was that I have an update available. You want to connect this for critical update Dell G15, yada yada system BIOS for 6/14/2024. I was wondering if Dell already fixed what the issue was with making the computer hot or not. For the Intel Core i9.
Is this a laptop?
Yes, correct.
Okay. The system needs to be rebooted to complete the BIOS update, is what it says here. And then it says, warning, the power adapter in any peripheral devices such as Dell Type-C docks must not be disconnected from the system while installing BIOS update. That's surprising. I thought it was going to want them disconnected. And or firmware updates. Disconnecting such devices during installation may lead to instability or unusable peripheral devices. So do you have anything at all connected to your laptop? Tim?
What did you say one more time? What you said?
Do you have anything connected to the USB ports of your laptop?
No, only except for my my fan. That's it.
Your fan?
Yeah, my fan, the one I showed you last time.
That external fan?
Yes, that's it.
All right. A power adapter and any peripheral devices such as must not be disconnected from the system while installing BIOS and or firmware updates. So just don't disconnect what is connected now.
Okay.
Critical update, Dell system BIOS, tell us what the update is. Now, did you say that the update failed?
Yes, it failed the first
John
time,
Williams said
but I
Wi-Fi
believe it was
update.
because it wasn't connected to the adapter or to my power supply. I meant the one that keeps the computer charged. Because my computer is almost dying. I didn't realize it, and I think that's why it failed. But I'm not for sure though. I'm not certain.
Okay, so you have the AC adapter connected right now, correct?
And now it is. Yes, it's
All right.
charging my battery.
So the computer is waiting to be restarted now, right?
You see right now it says. Let me see. It says to install. It hasn't been installed. It failed to install, so it says install at the bottom of the Dell update.
So you have a failed message on your screen right now.
Right now, no. Right now, I restarted the computer first, right? Then it didn't install. It just said it failed or failed to whatever. Somehow being failed.
So you did, but you haven't given me a picture of that message.
No, that one I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it because I restarted the computer and it was already too late. I couldn't go back to it.
Okay.
John Williams said Ethernet cat cable
I didn't even
connected.
realize there was an update to it. This was released a while back, so I didn't even know that was happened. It just popped up saying that some drivers update available, and that I clicked on it. I clicked on that message. It popped up in the corner of my computer screen.
Okay, and you're connected to the internet with Wi-Fi, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. And it seems to me that you do have a way to connect to Ethernet if we want to do that.
Yes.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's see, Chris Garrett coming in. So now
You want to remotely connect to my computer, you can just to double check. And I don't know what kind of update this is. Is this gonna fix what's going on my computer with making it hot? Because the only way only way I fixed that was by turning on high performance mode. Then that cool the computer down. It makes the fan ramp up, like the fans and all that. And now it's like at the top of my where my keyboard above it, it's all cool. It's not all hot anymore. It's nice and cool now. It's not super hot anymore. Like, only when I don't turn on high performance, then the computer starts getting hot. But right now it's not hot anymore.
okay.
Just to give you all an update about that issue a while back.
Okay, so it's not overheating anymore.
No, only when I turn on high performance, then it doesn't overheat. And I hear the fans ramping up, like they're blowing out all the hot air right now.
Okay. And do you have the computer on a hard disk?
No, not right now. No, it's on my bed.
Okay, well, we told you that's your problem.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so we don't care about you telling us it's overheated if you're not going to follow the instructions.
No, it's not overheating, but it's because I have stuff on my desk, but I'm gonna start using it on my desk.
Right.
So I do it sometimes.
All right. So when you disable the high performance, you can get away with not being on the desk. It's not overheating right now, but you know and accept that when
Yes,
you're
I accept.
pushing
I remember
it,
you
you need
told
to
me
put on a
that.
hard disk. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting log me and rescue
Okay.
re-signed in. Did we put an icon on your desktop for DougBetts remote?
I'm looking. Let me check. Looking through it. Where are you? I don't see it on here.
All right, then you can use the link in the description of this video to start the remote session.
Okay, I would do that.
And while you're doing that, I will say hello to Chris Garrett. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. I just wanted to come in. I hadn't came in a while.
All right. I appreciate you doing that. I like having people in Zoom. Let's see. I've got to, where do I test this? Yeah, there. All right. You see that? Oh, I see 2 customers trying to come in. It seems like we saw that happen before when you were trying to connect. So this one's waiting. I'll start the session. The first customer, I'm going to click to restart the applet as a system service. You may get a box, a dialog box to confirm that.
Look what Brian Lightfoot said.
I'll go take a look. Let's see. I didn't really catch up with chat, did I? Let's see. That's a conversation between the... Oh, I see. Yeah, Brian says, I thought those holes at the bottom of the laptop were supposed to be covered up to keep the electrons from escaping. How much other stuff did I miss? Let's see. Greg Guy saying, morning, Doug. Just got up. It's hot here in Maryland. 96. Yeah, but it's not a dry heat. So that makes it uncomfortable. You can display Zoom credentials on screen, says Brian. Just use a black marker on your monitor. If it does not stop raining soon, I'm going to need to raise the deck on my mower to max. What were you starting to say, Chris?
I see this. It's hot here, but there's a low pressure off the coast of Georgia. Might bring in a little bit of rain. But it's really nothing now. I mean, it's settled down a lot since it hit the coast.
Okay. All right, so let's have a look here. We got, let's see, download the rescue app. We don't need that anymore. Okay, Tim, could you bring us to your BIOS update screen or whatever you got to show us? All right, now I got the mouse. Let's make this full screen and let's make this full screen. System needs to be rebooted, so this is the photo that you gave us, but let's come over here to this I. Description. This package contains a Dell system BIOS update, BIOS firmware package, small memory, monitor disk, category BIOS. Nothing there telling us about it.
You're only showing that over Zoom. It's not going out over YouTube.
How can that, on Zoom, you're seeing what I'm sending over YouTube. How could that possibly be that it's not being seen on YouTube?
On my Zoom, I see your picture in the lower left right-hand corner, and looks like you're connected to a computer. On the stream itself, I just see your picture.
Are you up to date on the stream? Are you live?
Let me play some more on the electric bill, and I'll catch up. Hold on. It shows I'm live, but you never know.
Where is my...
Yeah, there we go. Refresh. We're good.
All right. There. Back to chat. Yeah, Rand confirms I see it. It's just a Ken thing. I was looking to see if we get an explanation of what's in this BIOS update. Let's see, this is his Zoom window. I'll move that down to hide underneath my picture-in-picture. This looks like it would, full documentation for this update.
John Williams said, I can see Tim's laptop should connect Ethernet cable.
Yeah, Tim, we would like to have the Ethernet cable connected during this BIOS update. I don't feel strongly that that's needed, but it just gives us extra assurance. Once the BIOS update was downloaded to your computer, it should be on your computer. You should be able to install without being connected to the internet at all. But I think the most conservative, safe way to do it is to use the Ethernet cable. Do not turn off or disconnect from power source while updating, as this could harm your computer. During the update, your computer will restart. You may briefly see a black screen. Before updating, read the installation instructions. You are specifically wondering if this is going to make any difference to your heating issue or cooling issue or overheating. Fixes. Fix the issue where some dots are displayed in the enter old password field after you change the hard drive or solid state drive password. Well, I don't think you use a password for your storage drive, so that's irrelevant. Fix the issue where the system stops responding at the BIOS auto recovery screen when you update the BIOS. Stops responding at the BIOS auto recovery screen when you update the BIOS. All right, that's not your situation. Fix the issue where the system does not enter the hibernate mode from the modern standby after 5% consumption. And you're not complaining
John Williams
about
said,
that
"Good Tim,
issue.
Ethernet connected."
Tim, good. So John noticed that Tim connected to Ethernet. He knows that because of the symbol down in the system tray in the bottom right corner of Tim's computer. He saw it switch.
Hey, just to note, about the Dell BIOS updates on my desktop. Sometimes what happens is, you know how they give a version number? It starts with 1 whatever, like Dell.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the Windows updates checks, it will have that same version number, but it will put a 0 in front of it for some reason. So it's still trying to say there's an update when there's really not on Windows Update.
Oh.
Even after you updated the BIOS. I don't know why they do that, but they've done that.
All right.
It's several times, but it's never harmed the computer. But I have heard of it. Some people claim it's up.
Okay.
I don't know why they do that.
All right. Thank you. Then let's see what else it says here. We got a version number. Importance critical. Highly recommends applying this important update as soon as possible. Bug fixes, yada yada. Available formats. There's a recovery image file. There's a BIOS executable. Let's see, do we have fixes and enhancements? So there's 2 download buttons. Why 2? CPG BIOS executable, BIOS recovery image file. I'm guessing this would be for if you're manipulating the BIOS using some other kind of tool, then you're imaging the BIOS, and this would be if you're going to execute the BIOS update. File consists of BIOS executable file, BIOS recovery image file. Yeah. So
John Williams said, "I have Dell Support Assist and it auto checks for firmware updates."
Ran Israel said, "One is the update program, one is the BIOS itself."
Yeah, that's my conclusion also, Ran. So we'll go ahead and download this, even though you've probably already downloaded it. Oh, you got that. I cringe every time I see this. It's just non-standard. It may be fine. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying it's non-standard and I don't have experience with it, so I don't know if it's gets in the way or is safe. This file saved as that file name in downloads programs.
Ran Israel said, "No, wait. Greg M is correct."
Ran Israel, no wait, Greg M is correct. If your BIOS is corrupted, use the second one. Yeah, I agree with that. That's exactly what it said. One is the update program, one is the BIOS. It's, well, a BIOS image. The second one is a BIOS image that you could use to recover a corrupted BIOS, and you would have to be doing that with some other, like some other hardware device that can directly, you probably remove the BIOS chip from the motherboard and put it into some other kind of adapter in order to image it, flash image it. Because if your BIOS is corrupted, the computer's not working. It's not on. You can't install it. All right, so here's this. Now, this computer right now is connected through Zoom to us. It's connected to AC power. Yeah, we'll see that there. Be sure, yeah, I'm seeing Tim's taskbar. and it's connected to Ethernet. And also, I'm going to take a look at free hard drive space. You're pretty full. Pause YouTube chat. Why did I remind myself to do that? Oh yeah. That alarm was to remind me to pause my YouTube video so that I can see the first half of the chat room after the show's over. Otherwise I lose it. Yeah, so this I suspect is an SSD or an NVMe, and when you get those when they're getting full, they'll slow down. So I'm wondering, it'd be interesting to do a speed test and see if you're still getting the similar speed as when you had more free space. Do you already have Crystal Disk Mark on this computer, Tim? Oh, I guess you gotta unmute yourself, don't you?
What you say? I have a smart what? Smart defragment?
Not defragment. You don't do that with an SSD. But I'm interested in knowing whether your storage drive speed is still good since your disk is so full.
Oh no, I don't think I had that on my computer. No, I don't.
All right. Well,
Can you mute my mic? You can mute my mic again now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah. And thank you for volunteering to be muted. Let's get to his, let's see, here's Microsoft Edge. We have not started that BIOS update install yet. And I think Wintermute just put in a link for it. File info extension, RCV. I'm not sure what that. Fileinfo.com, what is this? That came up over here on this monitor. Oh, just information about that BIOS recovery file. I see. All right, and I'm always careful about which one I download because you can easily, I think it's first click this one and then come down to not installer but zip for standard edition. And there's the download, and it's going to downloads compressed, and then open folder, right click and extract all, and extract to this download/compressed folder. I'd be interested to know if in chat if anybody else has tested the performance of SSDs, NVMEs with near full drives. I've heard they don't perform as well, but I have not tried it. Did I just launch this 32-bit? Hey, Tim,
Hold on, Bobby.
were you trying to
Yes?
unmute yourself?
No, I wasn't. I didn't press nothing.
All right. There. Disk mark 64. Yes. And I'll go ahead and run the full suite. Okay, going back to chat. Yeah, Wintermute said they slow down as they get full.
John Williams said Carrie showed that on one of his videos.
Did he? All right. I know I've heard him say it. I didn't catch him showing it. What else did I miss? Stop raining. Saw that. Sim credentials, saw that. I'm just looking at oranges and other things that might pop out at me. Martin says, Doug, forgive the question, but why is Tim wanting to update BIOS on a working system? Was this offered on updates, or is he trying to force this to overcome a problem? Yes, he is. He has told us today that he's hoping and thinking maybe this will somehow help his overheating problem, because he's still not believing that he's just using the computer wrong. So I'm going down this road. I'm giving time to this because this is a computer tech issue. It gives us a chance to show and demonstrate updating BIOS. I don't think at all this is going to improve the condition of the computer. Yeah, Rand was saying he thought you first needed to apply the first download. I was wondering that as well. And so that's why I was looking closer at it. So this is 4972 on that first read, but I don't know how that compares to this SSD when it had a lot of space. I mean, that's very, very high compared to my computer, but I think that's a Gen...
John Williams said you may be right, Doug. Carrie has voiced his opinion on SSD versus HDDs.
Yeah. And there's probably, any time that he says something, or I say something about SSD versus HD, that's probably not the whole story, because it can be a longer story. There are times when a spinning drive makes sense. Spinning hard drive can be 35%. Oh, 85%. So that goes on for a little while. Yeah, what is that, a Gen 4? And I think I have Gen 3 in this computer, so my speeds aren't nearly as high. Is there also a Gen 5? I don't keep, those numbers go in one ear and out the other. That's not problem solving, that's equipment statistics, and they don't stick with me. Rand says, yes, there is a Gen 5. So storage drive speeds can get higher than that. Oh.
Are you okay, Doug? Hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. My first hit of the Zoom mute button did not work. So you heard my first coughing. Swallowed wrong. All right, well, that's enough of that. So the only way that this is really useful is if we somehow find out what this drive normally performs at, which we would be able to do that if we identified what drive it is. So let's do that. Do we get enough of a description from Device Manager? Yeah, that's enough. NVMe BC901, NVMe SK Hynix, 1 terabyte drive. Can somebody research to see what numbers that drive is expected to get? Oh, yeah.
Ay, caramba.
And I guess there's no reason to not move forward with the BIOS update while people are researching that. Yeah, Zvi, I will not be able to show the update taking place. In fact, I'm inclined to disconnect the remote session before restarting the computer and have Tim restart the computer. Tim, can you use a cell phone to show us?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So you'll need to connect to Zoom through the cell phone to show us the
Yeah, I could do that. Not a big deal.
update
I don't mind.
process. And you're going to try to do that laying on your bed, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna move to my desk.
Good. In fact, I'd rather you have the laptop set on the hard disk for the BIOS update. Probably without that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, without your external fan. Set it on the desktop the way it's designed to be used without your external fan. Normal, normal, normal. Wintermute giving a score for that drive, but it's a different benchmark. Yeah, I don't think that is reliable in my mind until somebody proves that it is the same. Total scores. Yeah, that's saying a total score. So is that an average of these numbers? Is it a completely different test? Oops, I gave up the mouse. You have the mouse, Tim.
Is his laptop Intel or AMD?
Intel.
Intel.
Ran Israel
It
said,
will tell
"Scroll
you in
down
the
to red light
description of the
speeds."
BIOS whether it would what it helps.
What helps?
What the BIOS updates help.
Oh, we already read through that.
Okay.
Yeah, we read through what this update does, and it did not address anything about heating. Okay, we have Tim connected by cell phone, and then we'll go, while I'm connected, we'll do the, let's see, we could, oh, I lost connection. Lost connection to his laptop. Is he already doing something? Oh, he's showing.
No, I'm not doing nothing.
Oh, all right.
I'm showing you, but I'm not pressing nothing.
All right, here I'm back to the I'm showing through the remote control. Please. You can relax with your phone until we need it. Oh, Rand says scroll down for read write speeds. Okay. Oh, sequential read write, 4K random read write, top scores, average scores. Is that? There's more detail down here. User benchmarks. And I'm gonna assume that that's the drive that we identified this as. So if that is a comparable test, then his drive is looking pretty good. But we don't really know if that sequential read-write test of 4411 megabytes per second is comparable to any of these specifically. It's a read-write test. This is a read test. This is a write test. So none of these numbers that we're seeing in Crystal Disk Mark, none of them are read-write tests. We have read tests and we have write tests. Oh, okay, but that's what that, okay, comprehending more. 4411 is the reads, 3694 is the writes. Which that shows that on the writes side, his is performing less, significantly less. Performing better on the reads, but less on the writes, if those are comparable numbers to look at. Okay. Gary Weisenberger, hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
And they're comparable.
And you're saying those numbers are comparable?
Yes.
Those tests that we can...
That is a Gen 4 drive, but it's a low-level Gen 4 drive. Gen 4 should be around 7,000.
Okay. The link that we have that we're looking at that's showing the performance for this drive, you're saying then, oh, because of the drive it's a 4th gen, but it's a low level, that's why it's not 7,000. But these would be the appropriate numbers for that drive.
Correct.
Okay.
And Crystal Disk Mark could be around 46, whatever. Yeah.
All right. Well, his read speeds are higher than what this is showing. His read speeds are 4,972.
That's reasonable.
His write speeds are 2,198. That's
within reason. It's under 5.
I don't think you're on the same page as my impression of this.
No, that's within spec, is what I'm saying.
The 3694 is within specs?
No. You're looking at that is correct for that. That's a 5K drive, 5 meg drive, as opposed to 7. It's in line with Crystal. It's a different test, but it's the same kind of test.
Okay, but this 3694 compared to 2198, that's a pretty significant difference on the write speeds. And
I'm just looking at the floor.
My point is that because this drive is so full?
No, Crystal Disk Mark will not show, unless you're over 70%, it's not going to show that much of a difference because it's a synthetic disk benchmark.
He is over 70% full.
No, then that might be the reason it's slower.
Yeah.
I didn't see how full it was.
Yeah, so I'll show that again. I didn't do the math, but that looks to me to be over 70%. And I'm just making the point that with SSDs, NVMe's, you want to keep ample free space.
That is definitely true.
Okay, now let's get moving on. Find that. Let's see, that's Crystal Disk Mark. Where do we have that? Download. Let's go close some stuff down and then do the BIOS upgrade install.
Wait, go back if you can, Doug, or do you get out of it?
We'll go back to what?
You had you killed the test. I apologize. Never mind.
Okay, shutting things down. C drive. I'll just minimize that panel, minimize that. Let's see, we're no longer need Zoom, so we'll close Zoom. WhatsApp, we'll close that. I'm kind of interested in pausing OneDrive. That's not, we weren't specifically advised to do that. Yeah, pause syncing for 2 hours. Close Zoom from the system tray. That's Bluetooth. That's Windows Defender. AnyDesk. Click that. That's Internet Download Manager. Exit that. Video settings is okay. And then go to that. BIOS update. It was in Programs, I think. Dell right here, 6:22, 1:58 p.m. Let's make this full screen again so I don't get confused between my computer and his. Oh, we are downloads. We are in the programs folder. Yeah, that's that weird place to put it. All right. It didn't tell us to run as administrator, I don't think. We still have that window open. Looking to see if there are specific instructions about running in admin mode. It was this one, download, verify checksum, important information. Once it's upgraded, you cannot downgrade or earlier due to downgrade restrictions. Restrict when there's security updates, earlier versions.
Is surprisingly popular.
BIOS
So another
updates.
player in the group has a putt on the other side of the golf course, but they ended up draining.
Somebody's got
We're
some
like,
background
"Look,
sound
find
going
the
on.
putt while they make their way to the hole and end up making your putt."
It's good.
Of course it's Ken. I muted Ken. Take no more than 5 minutes, and then installation instructions, updating BIOS from Windows. Be sure to suspend BitLocker encryption on BitLocker enabled system. Let's go see what his status is. Type the word encryption. We did the Windows key and then encryption. We have it's security process, secure boot, device security. We're in device security. I don't see encryption here at all. How is that? Going for WinVer to see what version of Windows we have. Windows 11 Home, so it could have device encryption. It's not here. I'm guessing he's got, doesn't, do you have something turned off in BIOS to prevent encryption from being offered to you? Tim? I think that's far enough. That's where it should be. It's not there. So that's probably good enough. Watching chat to see if anybody has other things in here of concern. How to enable, disable. Do not turn the power off or interrupt. Your system requires a restart. Download, save to the hard drive, browse, double click, no admin mode. System restarts, automatically updates. Updating from the boot menu, we're not doing that. Okay, good enough. Here we go, double click. Get your camera ready, get your cell phone ready. Yes, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the remote session at this point, and then we'll turn over to Tim's cell phone. I'll spotlight Tim, and then turn off my picture. And so go ahead and answer affirmative to that. Can you turn your phone sideways? We can't read what it says there. Is it doing something? Is it working on it? I think you have to move a lot closer so that that white area is completely filling your camera's viewfinder. Closer.
Update.
Yeah, we can't see, we can't read that because you're too far away. There we go. It's getting better when you're getting closer. There, we can see that.
All right. Did I turn the brightness down, or can you see it good there?
No, that's fine. Leave it as is.
Okay. Okay.
So we got message there, program details saying loading firmware data. We've got version numbers. At the bottom, loading firmware data. Let's see, left-hand column says statuses. Payload name. So it looks like 4 payloads with version numbers for each payload, showing our current version and the new version for each of those 4. And he's zooming in to show us BIOS Connect on the bottom, and the next one up. Now we only have 3, so one of them is completed. Oh, no, there's the 4. The first one says System BIOS with BIOS Guard. And the next one is Embedded Controller. Stay on the left-hand side. And then the third one, Backup Embedded Controller. And then the last one, Intel Management Engine Consumer. Oh, you changed the sorting order. Consumer firmware update now on the top, now on the bottom. All right. The progress graph is almost done. That laugh was for Wintermute.
No, it's asking a restart. Restart. There you go.
All right, so now we're restarting. And you want to be ready to be quick if it gives us some kind of an error message that doesn't stay on your screen very long. You said earlier you couldn't catch the error message. I'm not sure if that's because you didn't think of taking a picture or it didn't stay on the screen long enough.
I think it's because I didn't take a picture.
Okay, you just didn't think to do it. All right, good.
I
That's
didn't
good
think
news.
to do it right. Yes.
Yeah, don't touch anything on keyboard or mouse during this whole process. Flash progress, 5%. Bottom center says updating system BIOS. Above that, updating your firmware in yellow says do not power down your system. And we are interested in watching the progress graph, because if it encounters a problem, I want to know, did it get to 100%? Or did it encounter a problem at 60%? So we want to keep our eyes on that.
It will help the heat problem because he's updating it on his desk.
Well, yeah, yeah, and also if his prior attempt to update this was not on the desk, it could have encountered a heat problem while installing the update.
Well, plus I know Dell. I have Dell Alienware, and you got to be plugged in or it won't update. So they don't like to up on battery power.
Yeah, and
I think that's right.
Yeah, Tim said that he was not plugged into power when he tried this earlier. Correct? Is that correct, Tim?
Correct. That's correct.
Yes,
sir. So I think we proved about 4 weeks ago that laptop about 20 degrees cooler on the desk than on the blanket.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And he's claiming to accept that, yet he still uses it on his bed with the cooler.
I mean, you need to get in a car wind tunnel. You can't change what the factory did. It's not going to help.
That's true.
And that's the downside of buying a more expensive computer. You think that's going to be better for you, but depending upon your circumstances, a more expensive computer can be a bad choice, even if you can afford it.
Yeah, you can use a Chromebook in a sleeping bag, but this thing is a furnace.
Yeah. Flashing BIOS Connect wireless drivers. So it got to 100% on the prior graph. So it's got multiple graphs to go through. So we're also interested, if it fails, what progress, what was displaying on the screen when it failed. It might give us a clue as to what's wrong. Although I don't think it's going to fail. I think it was not being connected to power. Did it try to do the update when you were not connected to power, Tim?
Yes, it tried installing the update, like on the friend of Windows the screen.
So it did not check to see if power was connected. It could have checked to see if power was connected and refused to even try, but it did not do that. Saving manifest. All right, saving manifest was the last thing we saw. Now we got a black screen, and it might go to another updating graph.
It said it was successful in rebooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was green. It showed a green check mark. We're gonna restart it again.
I wouldn't be surprised for it to restart more than once.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that successful message we saw, I wouldn't personally be surprised if it went on to another phase, meaning that phase was successful. And if somebody experiences a BIOS update that only does it once, that doesn't mean that every BIOS update is only going to restart once or only going to have a graph once, a completion once. But this looks like it is finished, since it actually got all the way to your lock screen.
With no password, it looked like.
No, with password, I did a pin 20.
Yeah, you did a pin.
I did it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah, it's a short pin. It's my school ID. Yeah, real short pin, not long at all. It just popped up. Let me clear this out. My iCloud. There you go. I closed out that. There you go. So disconnected over here.
Yeah, you can close that window and go back to the link in YouTube. You can relax with your phone. I'll take you off screen, and we'll get connected. And shall we use system info to see the BIOS version?
All right.
Needs another computer with a capture card to see it better. Well, yeah, that's not his job, so he's not going to do that. The enemy of gaming laptops is heat. You have all that heat and it affects the components on the motherboard, including MOSFETs, etc. Gaming laptops are portable ovens. Yes, indeed. All right, while he's doing that, I'll do one of my so-called unboxings. I was not expecting to do an unboxing for this one, so I've already opened it. But I got such a laugh out of it. The hard drive that I unboxed the other day, I didn't mention it during the unboxing, but this has got such a complicated cardboard structure in here for a hard drive. I thought, wow, somebody made a lot of money designing that box.
A little bit overkill.
Yeah. So here's this box. Somebody similarly wanted to protect the contents, apparently. So open the box. There's some padding paper. That must be a pretty expensive, delicate object to be protected that much, right? Gee, I wonder what it could be. Spare screws for my grandson's, what's that thing that Nintendo Switch.
Ken Stout
Light.
Live said you're going to need a bigger box.
Screws, really?
I thought that might have been something that always comes in those packs. It says "Do not eat."
Now then, by contrast, this was also for his Nintendo Switch. This is the kind of package those screws should have come in. So
Jim
now,
KJ3N said quality packaging.
this could have been a smaller package. Let me show you what's in here. Similar size box. So Doug, what happened? Did you order screws from another supplier just in case the first ones didn't come? See, my grandson had taken this apart to fix the other controller, which was easier to do. You didn't have to remove the motherboard and all the parts. But when he put it back together, he had extra screws. So I found one of those empty screws. So that's why I got the screws. But then we also found another problem, and that was that the on-off button and the volume button no longer work. So this is what came in that envelope. It's the replacement circuit board with the on-off button and volume controls.
You had to buy that, or you contacted Nintendo about that?
Oh yeah, we just ordered it off of Amazon. It's a very old
That's not bad.
device. It was like $5.
That's not bad.
I'm not going to place a phone call to try to get it free.
Oh my, this is waiting for a technician.
Martin Hogg said, Tim, memo to self. Keep it off the bed and always use hard surface.
Yeah, Martin, we have communicated that to him. He's going to do what he's going to do.
Avoid talking about my bed.
Says Zavi Minor, tell Tim to prepare a blanket so the computer will not be too cold after the update. Yeah, if the update works too well. Okay, so then I'll go Windows key and then MSInfo 32 system information. I didn't pay attention to the BIOS numbers. BIOS version update. So there's what sysinfo is telling us is the current BIOS number. I tell you, all these the numbers just go in one ear and out the other. but I'm sure somebody is paying attention to the version number. Do we have the right version now?
Jim KJ3N said then he's going to continue to have problems.
Yep. Agreed, Jim. But he'll know right away what the problem is when he has heating problems. Okay. Do we need to go back to the BIOS site to verify that's the right version number? Is anyone able to confirm that? Wintermute in chat says BIOS version is the same as the update. Thank you. I think we're done there, Tim.
Hey, I got a suggestion for Tim.
What's that?
As long as he's not gaming, if he's just got it surfing the internet or whatever, laying in bed, he could get like a stand, a laptop stand, and put it like on a nightstand, on his nightstand. It's just like a thing that props the laptop up. It's metal. You get it from Amazon.
Okay, I'll look into
As long as
that.
he's not gaming, I mean, he could probably do that.
Sure.
That might be better. And also it might help from overheating a little bit if it's propped up.
Yeah. Tim, I'm suspecting that at this point, when you use it on your bed, and I know you're going to, and it gets hot, you're going to know right away, I got to move it over to the desk, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. I think job done. Okay. Thank you for bringing that, Tim.
Anytime.
Let's see. Should we put a DougBetts remote
Yes,
icon?
please. Good idea. Yeah, but tell you that. DougBetts remote.
See,
Yes,
I'm
please.
looking back. I clicked on one icon on your desktop and pressing the letter D, and it's just moving back and forth between those two icons, which proves to me my icon is not there. So then I'll go to my Log Me and Rescue and click on this calling card button and install calling card, and then switch back to your computer and click OK here. And here we see receiving file. When that completes, it'll put an icon on your desktop called DougBetts Remote, and you can just double click that to start a remote session.
Cool. Thank you, Doug.
And there it is. I'll just move it up here a little bit so that people can see it. And then demonstrate. If I click on any icon on the desktop, I'm just pointing out this technique for people who don't know about it, and then press the letter D. The highlighter goes to each icon on the desktop that begins with a D. So keep pressing that until I find DougBetts Remote or whatever icon you're looking for. And that's really useful when you walk up to somebody else's computer and they've got just a ton of icons on their desktop and you're trying to find something. All right, I'm going to disconnect Tim.
I'm Honda. Sounds good. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it, you guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see, looking through chat. Does anyone in Zoom have some other topic? Is anybody interested in topics in the my list of topics? Nothing real exciting in there, I don't think. I'm just kind of scrolling around aimlessly. Where is today's show? Here it is. Got that set. Just reminding myself what the topics are. Yeah, Martin Hogg, Baby Beast Memory, Google Drive folders, Beelink Mini, Activity History, Comical Unboxing, we did that. Yeah, none of those that I was really wanting or needing to get to. I have mentioned a few times in the office where I put in one of these Beelink minis, under $200 computer, set it up for the managing partner in a law firm, and he's been using that now for a few weeks, 3-4 weeks, and gave me the green light to take the next step. And the plan currently is I'm going to take this computer today to get away from the 107-degree heat, so I don't have to air condition my house. Go use their heat, their air conditioning, and set it up with all the software that they need. Normally, I would do a significant amount of setup here, but I can do that there in their air conditioning, so I'm going to do that, and then set it up with all the software they need, and go around to their staff computers and get all of the bookmarks, the various programs, be sure I have everything covered so that I can build an image that is usable, workable for everybody in the office. And before the Windows 10 expiration date comes along, we'll put in these computers or similar computers throughout the office, and I can just do image restores from one computer to another. Wintermute 8 can never get enough mini PCs. I guess we could, yeah, we can start doing that because I got to do that today anyway. This just feels like this is going to be a major shift in the business environment for computers, because many computers are just so capable in business environment, and so much less expensive once you're willing to admit that people in the office don't need all that much power, don't need much storage and memory. But even at this, I think this is the 512 gigabyte NVMe and 16 gigabytes of RAM under $200. Jeez. Keyboard camera, nice, friendly, hello, user manual, and all right, somebody got saved a lot of money by coming up with this idea. Hey, we'll save people frustration by giving them an orange ribbon to pull the computer out. Oh, I've seen this yellow tag. I've contemplated telling about it a few times. That isn't going to focus. Do I need to focus it? Okay, you see that it says stuff on it, so I'm going to tell you what it says rather than you reading it. During the system boot process, if you cannot log into your personal account, please turn off Wi-Fi and LAN, select the skip option, and then log in to your personal account in the system. The kinds of people who are watching this video can understand that this has to do with how it presses you to do a Microsoft account, but normals aren't going to have a clue what that means. During the system boot process, they don't know what that is. If you cannot log into your personal account, what's my personal account? You mean my checking account? Please turn off Wi-Fi and LAN. So I'm going to go over to my Wi-Fi router and turn it off. Turn off Wi-Fi on my cell phone. LAN, what's LAN? I'm impersonating a normal. I know what LAN means. Select the skip option. And then log into your personal account in the system. So it's implying that you can create a local account by choosing the skip option. Not even convinced that that's true. All right, back to keyboard camera. There's a mounting bracket for a VESA mount on the back of the monitor. There's a a long HDMI cable and a short HDMI cable and power adapter with a clear plastic wrap that normals will leave that on because it makes it stay looking new. Bad idea. You need to be able to dissipate the heat. So do not leave that on. And there's some screws for mounting that VESA bracket. I'm just arranging my screen so that I can see the chat room when I look over. And Greg is saying it must be an old Windows 11 build. Power. I get a HDMI capture device cable. I heard Mike Smith talking about that a@a.com doesn't work anymore. He's buying brand new Dell computers. And I'm just scratching my head about that because I'm sure he's buying Windows 11 Pro. He should be able to use for business, and I want to connect to a domain server, and then you can put in a local account. So I don't quite understand what's going on in that world. Let's see, that's a conversation between Wintermute and John Downey. And then I need a keyboard. And mouse. This microphone is probably more noticeable when I step away from the microphone. And put a little piece of plastic with a battery connection. Okay, keyboard and mouse on. And then I think I'm going to have to make an adjustment when I switch to the capture card. Trying that now. There's capture card on screen and picture. Ah, there it is. I've got a Beelink splash screen. Ran Israel said topic 5. I'm looking to see what that was. Yeah, restrict memory on baby beast using MSConfig, and I think I'm going to have to go into BIOS to disable safe boot for that. We'll hold that for another time because I am interested in doing that. There's just no urgency to it.
No, actually, it's part of an advanced of MSConfig. You can also limit the number of processors being used too.
Oh yeah, that was isn't that what I have in that? Yeah, restrict memory use on baby beasts using MSConfig. And in order to accomplish that, it told me last time I tried to do that I have to disable safe boot in order to do that.
I tried it, it didn't.
Oh, you didn't have to do that? All right.
Nope.
Okay, so then English, yes. Picture, turn that off so you can see yes. United States, yes. US. Skip second keyboard. Don't have internet.
Ran Israel said safe boot or secure boot?
Secure boot is what I was meaning. Did I? Yeah, I wrote it wrong in the topics list. Continue with limited setup. Accept the license. And then username. In fact, I'm going to, well, let's see. Do I want to change that now? No. I'm going to be using a admin local account on the computers in this office, but it's not going to be the word admin. So I'll be changing that because admin is reserved for other purposes in this office. Location settings, it's fine. Find my device, no, because this device doesn't move around. Diagnostic data, not going to do. Optional because I want to reduce the workload on the network. Inking and typing simply isn't needed. Tailored experience, I don't mind. Advertising ID, I don't mind for this office. Oh, Costanza the Mage. Just started a new job this week where I'm the sole IT person at the building. The office is usually pretty empty though, as most people work from home. Right now I'm doing some organizing. Do you support the people with their home computers remotely? Perhaps? Yeah, and congratulations. Free pizza on Friday.
Hey, Doug.
Yes, sir.
You were doing that unboxing with the screws.
Yeah.
Back in the, what was it, about 92-ish, 93, we were sending a box just a little bit bigger than that to DARPA, part of the government. They wanted 6 labels on it, one on each side, in one box per pallet.
Whoa. 6 labels on each box.
All sides.
All
in one
sides,
box per pallet.
One box per pallet. How large was this box?
One you had in your hand.
Okay. One box that size per pallet. Yeah.
The typical wood pallet, yeah.
Just
well,
strange
let me correct that.
bureaucracy.
They wanted as many as you had to fill up a pallet, but they had ordered like one box worth. Their concept was if you ordered 50 boxes, that made sense, but they wanted, each individual part number on a box by itself, on a pallet by itself. They ordered one box that size, one pallet.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I'm like, throw it on something else. Nope. And it had to be on top of another pallet because you can only put 2 pallets high on the semi, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That's when they had the $20,000 toilet seats, if you remember. Back then.
Yeah. That was a common thing. So let's see, this computer started, is in Windows now. And let's see what Windows key R, WinVer, Windows 11 Pro, 21H2. Yeah, so yeah, it's an old build.
That's why you didn't have any trouble with local layout.
Right. So I haven't been able to. I suppose I could download a installation media, the most current version, and see how that goes. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Smith's experience is specific to Dell rather than specific to the build of Windows, but I don't know. And then, so I just connected the Ethernet. We'll just go let it start doing updates, since I'm going to want that done before I start doing the stuff that I need for the office. While that's running, I could do some of the things I just think of off the top of my head. So taskbar settings, task view, which would be this button down here to show your recent tasks. To turn that off. Widgets off. Chat off. Search is okay.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
I don't mean to tell you your business, but why don't you update to the latest and then do all your setups, because that's a long jump from 21 to 23.
I'm sorry, I missed some of the words there. Say that again.
Oh, yeah. I said, why don't you update to 23 H2 before you change all your setups?
Well, that's a good point. In fact, I might just do a fresh install.
That's a big jump, you know.
Yeah, that is a big jump. That is a big jump. I think I probably will. Because I'm going to be using this as the base image for almost all of their computers in this office. So doing a fresh install, I'm contemplating that I might export drivers from this computer, because I've been wanting to see what if I do a fresh install, will that bring all the Dell drivers, not Dell, but all of the Beelink drivers back. Oh, and I do know with these Beelink computers, if I'm remembering right, that it does need a storage driver, or I don't know if it's chipset driver, something, because if I just make a Windows installation media generic and boot from that, it won't see the drive. So
Zavi Manor said, on October 10th, 2023, Windows 11 Home and Pro version 21 H2 will go end of life.
I mean, something I heard you guys were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, because I've been out of the state most of the time, but you guys were talking about that driver. We shut that off. It's a VMD driver. We have all Dell machines, and we don't use it because actually that's built in for the Optane or for RAID, which you're using neither on those Beelinks. And the real neat thing with Dell is some of their computers come with it on, some come with it off.
Okay, well, the driver problem that I had with the Beelink computer was not the same driver as the Dell.
Are you sure it's not the RS2 driver?
I can't tell you from memory what it is, but I think I actually have some recordings of what it was, and I can capture that during this experience, because what I'll do, I might just make myself two Windows installation medias. Now I want to make one of them from this computer, from the media creation tool, and tell it that I want to make a installation media for this computer, because I believe that will automatically take care of that storage driver for me, and I want to prove that and see that and capture a video of that. But during that process, I can also show what driver is needed or missing for this, for Windows installation media to recognize the storage media in here, because that is a problem that I came across. I had to actually, when I worked on that computer several weeks back,
Read
that
chat,
is currently
please.
in service, I had to, I'll get to the chat message in a minute. I had to restore
Cesar
the
Montero
original.
said, Doug, do you have an affiliate link for the mini computer to support you?
I'm trying to finish this thought first. I had to restore the original image of the Beelink so that I could export those drivers. So I had to spend some time with doing that. Oh, what do we have here?
Could you go to Device Manager on the Beelink?
I will in a minute. Let me catch up with these last speaker bots that you're not aware that what I've been hit with. Yeah, the end of life fine for 21H2. That was last year. The exciting thing about this new job is we use Intune and Entra. I'm going to learn something new. I also have to figure out how to work with 5 different domains. Oh, fun. Wintermute's got a link here. I like Jeff's idea better. What is this about? I think this was about a conversation that they've been having that I'm not up to speed on. Zvi Menor's wanting me to read chat. It will not update to 23H2 by updates. Oh, yeah, good point. Since the version that's on here is not currently supported, it will not update to 23H2. I trust Zvi when he says that's the truth, but I have seen that kind of thing happen in the past.
I will agree because I've not tried it, but I thought it would go to 2, then 3.
In steps, yeah. Would it update to? It won't update straight to it. Will it go incrementally? Seems like it would. Do you have an affiliate link for the mini computer support team? No, I do not have affiliate links. My audience isn't large enough to make that worth the hassle of doing that. But thanks for asking. Now, what you can do in my the description of my video, there is a link that supports Carrie Holzman for Amazon. Yeah, here. You can click on this link in the description of this video, and then anything you purchase after going to Amazon with that link, and Carrie Holzman will get a piece of it. Okay, now coming back to the computer in question. We'll skip that taskbar stuff that I was about to do. I was going to go there simply because I had nothing else to talk about. And Kerry's show has started by now, so I want to send you off to his show. And you were asking for Device Manager, Gary?
Yes. Yeah, real quick. Storage controllers. 3rd from the bottom.
Microsoft Spaces storage controller.
Okay.
I'm deducing by your tone of voice that that's not what you're anticipating seeing.
No.
All right.
No. Yeah, so that is probably not an M.2. It's an M.2, but it's probably an SSD, not an NVMe drive.
Okay. Does this management show us that?
Read chat, please.
No, it would be under the drive, actually. Oh, I don't know if the drive name will be there.
Jim's asking me. Yeah. Jim saying any Windows 11 USB drive you create can do an in-place
Ran Israel
upgrade.
said, look under SATA controller.
But I'm interested in doing a fresh install of 23H2. Look under SATA controller. Device manager. Is that SATA controller in system devices?
It's up top of the AT, whatever. ATA drives or controllers. IDE.
In where? Oh, there it is.
About
IDE. Okay, got it. Standard SATA HCI. I think Jim or Ran is saying that this will tell us what drive it is. And under SATA controller, SATA, so we're wondering if it's, let's see, this says, I don't think that IDE ATA ATPI is a generic name. I know I don't have to export or import drivers.
You take a look under disk drives, it might say the name brand. I doubt it.
Under disk drives.
Oh, get out of that.
Oh, up here.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna populate. No. I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I don't think we care really enough to go anywhere else with that. Yeah.
Very generic.
Let's. I'm gonna go check and see where Kerry's at in his show, and then we'll shut down. He's showing off the computer. Okay. So Zoom, I'll ask you to say goodbye to the audience, please.
Goodbye to the audience, please.
Bye, everybody.
And Ken just waves. All right. Ending Zoom. Cooperative. And then hit my new end button, get centered on the screen, and then here we go. You can click on that icon to find out how to get free support. This one to see how to get paid support, and over here to see, what was that one again? Oh yeah, turbocharge your troubleshooting experience. And then this is a video that YouTube thinks would be a good next video for you to watch. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.